Again, going back to a little bit about my story, right? When I was earning my commissions, when I was making money, right? I did everything I can to put money aside because I wanted to make sure that I could spend as much time with my children as I could. I didn't want to be burdened, and not that it's a burden, but I did not want to have to be so focused on going out and making money, right? I fundamentally said, okay, well, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to prioritize my children, being there for my child, right? And that's where understanding that you can't do it all is very important. And being a parent and understanding that you're going to set certain boundaries for yourself, it doesn't mean that you're doing less. It actually means that you're eliminating the things that do not matter so that way you can give more time and energy to your children, right? Fortunately for me, I've been very blessed that one, I work in the solar industry, which is great. Two, I get to have the variety to work from home. It allows me to create balance with my partner. It allows me to create more balance, or should I say synergy, right? We want to use the word synergy. It allows me to create synergy with being able to spend time with my son, right? So, what you want to establish is, okay, is raising our children going to be priority in this household, right? That means you're going to have to make some sacrifices. Maybe you're going to have to cut back on the things that you want to get for yourself. You're definitely not going to have time anymore, right? Time is no longer yours. Time is all centered around whatever it is that your child wants to do or your children wants to do. It's centered around that, right? I know I get the pleasure of, with my son, he's the one that really dictates what my day looks like, right? And the reason why I allow that to happen and why that's possible is because, again, being able to set the right boundaries, it allows me to say, well, my child is my priority. My children are what matter. They come first, and everything else I am going to figure it out, right? I know that in today's day and age we have access to so many things, right? If we really take and do an audit of like, okay, well, what does my day look like? You'll notice that most of it's probably spent either doing things that truly don't matter, or doing things that are probably not the most productive, right? And if you want to look at it, right, take the 24 hours, make sure to allow some time for yourself, whether that be to work out, to meditate, to pray, whatever it is that you need to do to get yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically ready. Understand that you have a finite amount of time, but everything that comes up in your day, it's not going to matter, right? It sounds crazy, but even with your business, right? The way that I treat my business is, okay, I say to myself, okay, what are the most important, maybe one or two things? I keep that list as short as possible, right? Because once you start adding on, you start to think that everything is important, and it's not, right? You'll probably find that 99% of the things that happen in your day truly don't matter. And there's probably one or two moves that you can make that it's going to make the biggest difference, right?